Excellency Vice President Danish, Excellency Dr. Sima Samar, Excellency Attorney General Hamidi, Ministers, Members of Parliament, Human Rights Commissioners, members of the international community, members of civil society, victims' representatives, and other distinguished guests. Assalamu alaikum. It's an honor to represent the Special Representative of the Secretary General, Mr. Taruichi Yamamoto, on this auspicious occasion. He sincerely regrets that he is unable to be present and sends his good wishes for this significant commemoration and strong support for the AIHRC and other human rights defenders in Afghanistan. I realize that I'm the final speaker before there's a break, and we've had, I think, a very rich experience this morning already from the previous speakers, hearing about the Universal Declaration and about human rights in Afghanistan. So I will try to be brief. I'd like perhaps just to say, though, that I think that the lens we should always use when talking about human rights is that of the victims of human rights violations and of marginalized individuals and groups. And I think that's why in her message the High Commissioner stresses the rights of the most vulnerable, including children, women, minority groups, and the victims of armed conflict in Afghanistan. And that has also been stressed by the previous three speakers. 70 years ago, as has been said, world leaders gathered to adopt unanimously the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And it was the first global document to recognize what have become universal human values espousing equal dignity and the worth of every person. Honourable Second Vice President has already given us some history of the development of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I just want to add one or two points to that. He said, of course, that Afghanistan was one of the earliest members of the United Nations, joining actually in 19th of November 1946, soon after the organization was formed. And so it participated and adopted the Universal Declaration as one of the first countries to do so. Second Vice President also mentioned the role of Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the chair of the drafting committee. She was in fact the wife of Franklin Roosevelt, but he had died in 1945. So she was chairing this in her own capacity. And I want to mention that because Universal Declaration, as others have said, is a complement to the UN Charter